I've had a lot of rain and snow at night, but so far I've been lucky and it's stopped by morning. Still waiting for it to stop at the moment. Looks like I managed to camp a few hundred feet below the snow line here, which good and bad. Quite frankly, snow when it stays frozen is a lot neater and cleaner than having to deal with the moisture, but at least I was plenty warm last night. I've been hearing elk bugling off in the distance. Haven't been able to catch it on camera yet though. It's kind of a haunting sound. This is my 6th full day since leaving Lake City. I did have that partial day because I left and then that storm showed up. My 20K battery is dead. About 5 days of not taking a whole lot of care. That's about normal for that, just with the video edits and everything else. I have been good about not trying to catch reception other than one ridge yesterday. I do still have the $20 Walmart special battery that is currently working a whole hell of a lot better than Nightcore. I am kind of fed up with Nightcore. Seriously, I would not recommend getting one of their batteries. I know they're the lightest on the market, but I've heard from a bunch of people since I started talking about the quality issues I've had with mine. And I've had issues with the 20Ks and the 10Ks, both Gen 1 and Gen 2. I do have one more dinner. It's not one I'm really looking forward to. It's the Nor Alfredo. It was the only thing I could get. I like the rice a lot better when I have to do Nor sides. It just seems to make up better. When you've got any of the pastas, you got to cook them longer, and the Alfredo tends to stick on the pot more than I care for. I do have about 20 miles to the road. Theoretically, I could make it out today. Realistically, it seems like 17, 18 miles is about where I end up unless I'm really, really pushing it. And I'm kind of loath to run into town late at night, especially since I think it's a Sunday today, so rooms would be more expensive. So one way or another, I'm probably spending one more night out here going to Pacosa the next day. I was tempted to take a 0 there. I'm going to play it by ear now. I really need to clean up. I've got a lot of stuff to catch up on because I've been, out of touch here for a while, and I really need to do laundry. It got cold enough, I stopped taking my base layers off, so I've been living in these for 10 days. There are times it's good being a solo hiker. You don't have to smell your tent partner. I adore taters, but oof. There we go. I've been sitting here waiting for a while. The clouds dropped to maybe 100 feet above me. Now it looks like things are clearing out a little bit. Well, despite multiple attempts, I haven't been able to capture the bugling. I do have to say, as much as the weather's been kicking me around the last week, I do really, really appreciate the whole rain at night and then clear up like this in the morning. Makes for a much more pleasant start, at least. I keep expecting to get overtaken because obviously most of the people that would be out here doing the CDT are going to be faster than me just because they've come further. There was one set of footprints going my direction yesterday, could see in the snow. Other than that, there's been some horses and stuff and signs that it may be people doing smaller loops like those guys that were fishing. I was talking to the people at the Lake City Hiker Annex, and they said they see some CDTers, but sounds like a good chunk are doing Creed. Which, I mean, if they're down here this early, they are early enough to be able to do this route, obviously. But it's a hard thing to take a kick in the face this hard, this late in the game, I guess. The guy that started the Hiker Annex said, yeah, you could tell the difference between the Colorado Trail and the CDT people, because the CDT people look more just kind of worn down and done versus the Colorado Trail folks. Okay, up and over we go. Normally I delayer pretty aggressively in the morning, but there's no way. With how the wind's been, I fully expect it's going to be breezy up high. I had been leaning towards a full 0, aka 2 hotel nights when I get into Pacosa. But if it goes how it looks and I'm within a couple of miles of the road, I can just get in tomorrow early, have most of the day to rest, do a late checkout around noon tomorrow, and save my hotel monies for New Mexico. So nice of this trail to spend so much time going up and down over the crest. I'd get bored if we were just side hilling all day. Oh, that is a sight. Starting to feel like I'm running out of the really, really high peaks here. Well, damn. I was just sitting here feeling like I had the world to myself. Then I caught sight of somebody. I'm pretty sure that canyon is where the Creed shortcut goes. As you can see, it stays a lot lower. This has also been the most pleasant morning I've had in I don't know how long. The wind's not freezing. It's just nice. I'm guessing hunters. Don't see many backpackers bringing a flag and a barbecue. Those tents had to have been packers. It's a bunch of fresh horse droppings and tracks. And yeah, that's where the Creed bailout starts for the northbounders. Oh, that looks so low down. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just dying. So Picosa is actually off to the south and actually further right. It's not the shortest of hitches, but that is not too unusual for this trail in general. Even with it being kind of a challenge to get picked up by tourists, I kind of feel like, you know, I managed some of those on the Grand Enchantment. Anything out here, psh, that one in and out of Winston, and some of those, like that one in Mountain Air in the rain, that one was bad enough it actually made me reconsider some of my rain layers, because I was kind of getting dangerously chilled and it was coming down so hard couldn't even set the tent up because everything was just clay puddles. And at least for me in Colorado, there's enough outdoorsy people that seem to pick you up, either former thru hikers, guides, ski bums, you know, people like that will stop for you. It's just a lot of the upper end tourists who take one look at you and they're like, ugh. So it is 1 o'clock. Picosa is still 14 miles away by the Wolf Creek access. And it looks like it's more of this kind of slightly more gentle rolling sort of trail. But it's going to be late by the time I get near the road, assuming I make it that far, of course. So I'm pretty much set on going in tomorrow, as much as I would be salivating at the thought of real food and actually being full after a couple of days of stretching what I have. Honestly, I've barely looked at the town. I usually don't, other than just kind of noting which ones work for heftier resupplies, which ones are just kind of make do in a general store. And this was the one that had a Walmart and probably the cheapest hotel options of anything in the section I've done. When I was huffing and puffing down those 13ers, kept telling myself, oh, just get to Picosa. You can take a 0. Now I kind of just want to go in early, spend one night, and then get out of Colorado before anything else goes wrong. Yeah, so Creed's down there. Does look nice and green. You can really see all the fire and beetle kill out here, though. This must have been even more spectacular before all of that. Well, it was nice and pleasant till the wind picked up. Ah, well. Two other thru hikers caught up with me, Hawaii and Chicago. Chicago's actually flip-flopped, so he went north until he hit the snow and then jumped to Glacier and came down. I've been dropping back just because this is the first time I've had cell reception in quite a while here. And it looks like there'll be at least one other person camped at the trailhead, so I'll probably stop a couple of miles before that. Doesn't pay to get into town too early. A lot of the time the hotels will let you in a little bit early, but that means 1 o'clock instead of 3, not 8 o'clock in the morning. And this looks like the evening water source. I don't know where I'm gonna camp. Don't really want to go all the way out to the road. I think it's about 5 miles from here. Actually, that kind of looked like a filter clogger. I'm sure I'll be able to make something work. There's been water flowing all over the place. So this is the next water source, and it was marked as dry, but kind of like I expected due to the vegetation. It was flowing well just a short distance down. So I'm topped off for the night, just looking for a spot that tickles my fancy. I should probably get less picky pretty quick or it's gonna get dark on me. Okay, 4 miles and change, found a spot. Could be a little better protected, but at least the dead trees aren't gonna fall in my direction, probably. Beetle kill through here has just been crazy. So in the morning, I probably got about 2 hours to the road, hitch in, and then try and find a lot of food. Also resupply, shower, laundry, etc.